I'm dismantling this fish filter to move it, and I've made a surprising discovery that I'll share with you today. This particular design, by the way, I'm Justin Hitt with Prosperity Homestead. This particular design has this T in it. So this T is in the bottom. Water flows down from the top, fills the bottom chamber, and pushes out into this media. This media is volcanic rock. And so, there's some design challenges. I could have made a way to drain the water out of it instead of having to push it off what was the shelf over here. But one function worked incredibly well, and want to share it with you. So this T right here, and you would think constantly pumping in dirty, muddy, fish poo filled water would create bacteria and, little zooplanktons and stuff inside of these rocks. And this particular T would be full of sediment. So as far as I can tell, when I pulled it out of here, there's no sediment in the bottom. And what I mean by far as I can tell, I looked into it. So if you look down inside, I don't know if you can see that, but there's really nothing in the bottom there. There's no sediment. And the reason why is because of the positive flow of water. So this column of water, this column is up the middle. It fills up with water. And then gravity has to push that water through these rocks. And then any of the floaties and the nasties and the fish poo will soak into these rocks, where microbes and enzymes and other creatures will eat those materials. And then as it pushes up to the top, it eventually overflows in this particular little drain here. And if you look at the past videos where I talked about this fish system, you can see how it works. This thing ran continuously for about a year and a half, maybe almost 2 years. And it has no gunk in the bottom, no anything. And it's so, because it kind of works like an aquifer. The water comes in and then pushes up through the rocks, kind of more like a spring. So there's pressure under the rocks that pushes the material through the rocks. All the organic material will get suspended in the rocks themselves. In this case, they're lava rocks, so they have a lot of surface area. And then the microbes eat those materials up. And then the biology of the system itself removes all the solids from the system. And as long as you have the positive water flow, meaning water coming in through the top at a rate that is basically letting the water rise up above what was the surface. So here's the water level. As long as the water is higher than this, it will try to find the path of least resistance. It'll push through any floating biological material. These holes distribute the water evenly throughout the system. You can see there's holes in the end here. And there is a little bit of organic matter, but ultimately the pipe stays clean as long as the water keeps flowing. That gives you continuous clean water for your fish system. Now I'm going to build an even bigger fish system, and I'm going to use 2 of these filters. And I'll do a couple better measures about how much water I can pump through. One of the challenges with this particular design here is that I didn't have shore power. So I could run an extension cord and make this thing run really clean, but it wouldn't run consistently off of the solar itself. So I'm going to have the new system will run off of probably much heavier pumps, and we'll have a much greater flow rate, which will allow for a larger fish stocking tanks. I'll still do the cascading tanks. In fact, it'll probably be all the same equipment when I initially set it up, but the cascading tanks give me the opportunity to separate fish, because the small fish tend to head to the bottom because they'll get pulled in the solids uplift, and ultimately we can get something growing with fish protein. So I'm Justin Hitt from Prosperity Homestead. I just want to give you a quick update. You can see I'm still shoveling out the material using one of these shovels with holes in it, bagging everything up to move it. And once this thing's full, it's a little hard to move. Anyway, you can visit us at www.prosperityhomestead.org. Join our newsletter, ask your questions. Thanks for watching.